everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Kelly and today I wanted to go over a few of my favorite sewing tools. This is great if you are a beginner sewer and you are looking for some tools to get you started. So today we're going to talk about cutting mats, rulers, seam rippers, clips and pins, and a few other items that I've found so useful over the years. I've tried out a lot of them, and these are some of my favorites. So if you are looking to purchase some of this stuff, maybe you just got a machine and you're looking to do your first sewing project but don't know where to get started, I think that this is a great place to start. Number one is going to be a lip edge ruler. So this ruler is definitely more than a normal ruler. You have different 45, 60 degree, and then all of your, I don't know if you guys can see this super well, but all of your markings are going to be very clear on this, and you're going to be able to get cleaner lines because it does have this lip edge here. So I don't know if you guys can see that super well, but this edge hooks onto the edge of your cutting mat, so that way when you're using your rotary cutter, you're not going to have a ruler that's moving around. It's going to help stay straight. These lip edge rulers come in all different sizes, but I have the 36 and 18-inch one, and I've had great luck with both of them. The 36-inch one is great if you're cutting anything more than a yard of fabric. You're going to want something a little bit longer, but this one's great if you're making little pouches or smaller type of stuff that you don't need to cut big quantities or big sections of fabric. Okay, so you will need, this one is essential, but a cutting mat of some sort. So this one I got from a specialty place, but I had a Fisker's one for years. That one was just from Joann's or Hobby Lobby, my local craft stores, and it will make your life so much easier to have a cutting mat, and then that way you don't ruin the surface that you are cutting on, and your ruler will just line right up. So I'll show you guys how this works. So if your cutting mat's here, your ruler, if it has this little lip edge, it's just going to go right on here, and then you just move it to whatever measurement you need, and then it will give you a straight line so that your cuts are perfect. So that's one thing that I would say is definitely an essential. I want to show you guys cutting tools, because that's one thing when I first started I was so overwhelmed by all the different cutting tools. There's different size rotary blades, there's a million different type of scissors, and some of it's just based off preference and some of it is based off of what you're planning on making. So if you're planning on making like bags or different types of materials, clothes, bags, you're gonna want a variety of tools for that. This is like a very, 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 very broad topic, but I'm going to narrow it down to my 4 favorites. So the number one essential one you're going to need is a rotary cutter. So this is made specifically for cutting fabric, and it's going to make your life so much easier. It's going to make your cuts that you do straighter, and it's going to speed up your time tremendously. So if you're trying to cut with small scissors or larger ones, your lines are not going to be as straight, which when you go to sew them, they're not going to be as straight either. So a rotary cutter is definitely a tool that you will need, and it just goes perfectly with these lip edge rulers because it follows right along. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but it follows right along this edge here so that you don't have like a wobbly edge or anything like that, because when you're sewing, the straighter the edges the better product you're going to get. So a rotary cutter is definitely number one. This is just a Fiskars brand one. I want to say I got this at Hobby Lobby or Joann's, but these are probably around $20. You also can get them on Amazon, and if you do buy these off Amazon, there is a ton of replacement blades too that you can get, and these ones are a lot cheaper than the Fiskars brand ones, and they fit on there. So this is the 45 millimeter one. There's also a 60 millimeter one that I've never had a use for. So the 45 one's a little bit cheaper, and it does the job for any simple sewing. And then for the replacement blades, this is a pack of 5 or 10, I believe. And you will want to switch out the blade. I like to switch it out probably after every 2 to 3 projects, because the cleaner blade you have or the fresher blade, you're going to get a fresher cut too. So, and then next, another essential is some little thread trimmers. So these ones are also a Fiskars brand, and I have little kids, so having this one that has like the guard on it, you just press this button and then it keeps them closed, is super, super nice. But this is great when you get done with a project or get done with an edge and you need to trim the thread off. And I've had these for probably 3 years now, and they've held up for a very long time, and I've cut so many projects with these. Or if you have to finish, so when you come up to a corner after you sew and you have like the leftover on this edge here, you can use these and then just trim them off, and it will give you a really nice clean edge. So those are another one of my essentials as far as cutting tools go, would be these two. Okay, so next up I want to show you guys a few other cutting tools. These ones are not essentials, but they have definitely been helpful. So this one's just a small pair. If you don't like these little trimming ones, this can make a great option instead. These ones are from Hobby Lobby, and it's a brand that they carry. Oh, it's a Singer brand. So these ones are a lot more affordable than the Fiskars brand, but they haven't held up as well. So that's something to keep in mind. And then these are like a sewing scissors that they're called dressmaker scissors or apparel scissors or sewing shears. There's so many names for them. But these ones, make sure you only use them to cut fabric. I've had, my kids have used my other pairs for cutting paper and stuff like that, and it makes them get dull so fast. So do yourself a favor and use them strictly only for fabric. Number 3 would be our pins and clips. I think both of these are essential. If you're doing any type of normal sewing, you usually have to pin 2 pieces of fabric together or clip it, depending on the type of material. So your pins are going to look like this, and these ones are just off Amazon. They're just these cute little heart-shaped ones. And then you can get normal pins though, once again, at your local sewing or crafting store. And this is just going to help so much to keep your fabric where it's supposed to go and keep your edges where they're supposed to be. So with this fabric, say we're just going to, we have it lined up like this. When we use our pin, we're going to go in through the top and then go through the back here, and then we're going to go up like this. So when you're done, your pin is going to look like this. And that way you can't move this fabric. It's stuck in place, and clips are going to do the same thing. So your clips are going to hold this piece in place here, and then if we do it again, This way you can like clip along a whole edge, and your seams and stuff are going to be so much nicer to press out when you're done with them when you're using this, because everything stays in place and then it matches up way better. So especially if you do any type of quilting, which that might not be your thing, but if it is, those are for sure essential, but I think they are for any sewing project. As far as storing your pins, I love these little magnetic holders. I got this off of Amazon. It was like a 2-pack, so I have a blue and a pink one. They also have the cushions, or those little tomatoes. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but those work as well if you don't like the magnetic part. But what's nice about these is after you're taking your pins out of your project, you can just put that over, and these will just make cleanup a lot faster. So if you find this information useful, please subscribe. If you don't find it super useful and you know someone that might, please share it with them.